Previously on Knight's Quest, the crew of the Kaiserion is in the Giant's Foot, where Saoirse has recruited the aid of Zataar to find a particular person who will get them the supplies they need to get a new Tanin. After a brodering brawl in the supermarket, Billy Willy has informed them that to find the person they're looking for, they need to head to the criminal center of the Giant's Foot, the Heel. So order up some fries, and some wangs too, because it's time for another adventure here on Knight's Quest. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Adventures of Painting. I'm your host, Nathan Strecker, and today we're going to paint a happy little scene.
Rob Boss.
So get your
Rob Boss.
Get your brushes, get your paints. The colors are going to appear at the bottom of your screen. And let's get along. Today though, I actually have a guest with me. I have a friend. Introduce yourself, friend.
Hey, I'm Jim. I've never been on camera before. And I don't...
I'm Mick. I think he was pointing to me.
Oh my god, there's a third one.
I think he was pointing to me. I don't know who you are.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Jim, sorry. I was pointing to Nick.
Oh, Nick. Oh, my name is Mick. I thought you said Mick.
Nick, I'm sorry.
Is there a fourth person?
Yep, there's Mick and Nick and Jim. This frame is a little crowded.
Should I go? I don't...
It's a really small paint studio. We barely fit in here.
You said the colors were going to appear... Nothing is showing up for me.
Jim, can you do me a favor? Grab this brush.
Okay.
Just paint some heavy little trees.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, this is swell.
Jim, why do those trees look sad?
Because I'm sad.
Oh, no, Jim.
Oh, no, Jim. You see, if you paint too many sad little trees, then this is going to turn into Knight's Quest.
Knight's Quest. Too many sad trees.
It's canon that all of our trees are sad.
Is that how painting works? I wondered why this show was not called The Joy of Painting, but instead The Sad of Painting.
All fan art of our show from now on, if there are trees in it, they gotta be sad.
They gotta be sad.
Sad little trees. What? That was the worst segue I think I've done yet.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah, if we have too many sad little trees, it becomes our improvised fantasy adventure podcast, Night Quest.
I also really liked how the opening music was weirdly like the theme from Frasier. It was like da 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 scrambled eggs. Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
It was the wrong song. It wasn't the Joy of Painting.
I realized what I just did with Seinfeld, but
oh, that's a recognizable one though. Yeah,
because guess what? This is none of those. This is Night Quest, and we're glad you're here. Welcome to Night Quest. Now, last time we were here on the show, we had a little fight, a little skirmish. And one thing that we do here in Knight's Quest is we give our characters experience points after important moments in this story. And we dubbed that moment important.
Just like real life. Yeah.
We don't have a ton of fights, so we should probably...
Is that why I don't have a lot of experience?
Yeah, you don't get a lot of fights.
I've never been in a fight before.
Yeah. That's actually... You can't get physically stronger or faster unless you beat people up. Yeah. That's how that works.
Dang, I bet that would help. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of our characters got some experience points. Core got an experience point in strength for his wrestling moves.
That's true. There was a lot of wrestling moves now that I think about it. Yeah.
Zataar got XP in Dex.
Dexterity.
Ticket also got one for Dex, and I guess that's just for...
Throwing,
yeah.
Throwing wangs.
Throwing wangs in chairs.
Yeah. The aim was strong.
Her accuracy. And Saoirse didn't get any, did she?
No. I think one of her moves missed, and another one, like, if I remember right, didn't do anything crazy.
So yeah, we'll do XP every now and then, and just like in most role-playing games, if we get enough XP, it bumps up our stats. And the XP comes through story moments. It's kind of how it's determined. If you do something cool in the story, if you overcome the odds, or if you just got a pivotal moment, you get XP for it.
And we're going to be a lot better about recording it than our last show.
One would hope, especially since at like the final moments of the campaign, we still had characters who were like, yeah, I've only got a 1 in strength, so this will be fun.
Yeah. So let's try to level these suckers up.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
First XP from episode 6. Let's go. Speaking of this story, Saoirse and Zataar have set off from the supermarket in the bayou, swampy area of the soul.
For sure.
And they have been commissioned to head to another part of the city called the Heel.
Right. Saoirse was definitely, like, she was definitely tempted to stick around because they were going to learn more about medical info and, like, learning how to get some more, maybe experience is the right word, of, like, how would being a ship doctor work, because that is something she's interested in, but it's also like, you gotta head to the Heel, and like that is more pressing right this second. So even though she's torn, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Zataar, being not necessarily as old of a crewmate as Saoirse, kind of looks around and goes, Saoirse, I know, I hope you know what you're doing, but are we really going looking for, he looks side to side, crime?
The search for what our new friend B-Dubs referred to as cry. I can't do the voice. The search for this is more of a stepping stone to get to what we're really after.
More of a gateway drug, you would say.
Aye.
I can't.
Agreed so quickly.
I was gonna make a joke about that phrase, but I couldn't think of one. But yes, in a manner of speaking, it'll be safe.
I appreciate, as always, how confidently you say that. Zataar is like, okay, I know you brought me along for a reason, but you haven't really told me much about where we're going or who we're seeing. I don't really know why I'm here.
Zataar, you're here for your skills with your words and persuasion, and let's call them delicate social situations. We're going to be meeting up with Silene.
Is that name supposed to be significant to everybody, or?
Nay, I merely paused to get me thoughts in order. She's an old friend. Yeah, let's go with that. And to put it lightly, it'll be a meeting that I believe requires, let's say, discretion, as well as a quick wit. Frankly, I need her help. We need her help. Silene is the only folk I'm aware of who knows how to get certain beast-keeping supplies on a very short notice. They're wordy, not particularly interesting, but they are necessary. And to get our hands on those as quickly as possible so as to not stall this particular voyage, we'll be needing her expertise.
I see.
The only problem is the means of procuring these items are of questionable local legality.
Uh-huh. Okay, so where do we know exactly where she is? Is that why?
Nay, but our lead as to the city's local crime, there's got to be a better word for that. Let's call it the criminal element. Seems to me the best place to begin looking.
Oh, all right. Point me in the direction of that, I guess.
So they head off towards the Heel.
We're already walking there.
We've been going there.
How convenient.
They have been walking through the bayou swamps as these overgrown trees with their dangling mosses.
Oh, I like that.
I think it's kind of like boardwalks that you use to avoid from having to trudge through the swamps. And up ahead of you, you see, again, that one mountain or hill almost with a tall castle above it with tall towers, but also like wide parapets and roofs kind of sprawling outward. So a lot of verticality and very beautiful castle, very beautiful castle. And surrounded by it, of course, are all these mountains, and you can see behind the mountains some more of the flashing lights. And every now and then again, you hear a low rumble, as if from a really big, distant thunder. But none that you've heard from any storms that you've been a part of.
Sure.
Ooh.
From the other side of the mountains. As you continue, though, along this boardwalk, you eventually walk up by a river. A very slow-moving river on your left with the castle.
A
on the
lazy
right.
river, would you say?
Oh, there you go.
You could say a lazy river, sure. Yeah, a very chill river. And you continue to walk past this river. And again, the area that you were in, the soul of the Giant's Foot, had been illuminated by a lot of lights hanging between the mountains. Like these giant threads with lights above them, and of course some smaller ones within the trees itself. But as you've been walking, these lights are not as prevalent, and the terrain around you gets darker. And you realize that actually it's been pretty dark in this whole area in general, except for these lights illuminating it because of the shadows of these mountains all around you. So as you creep behind the large castle on this walk, you physically are stepping into the darker part of the city, hidden behind this castle, as if being shoved to the farthest reaches so the front can be, a welcoming place to travelers and traders, and just shove all the crime.
It's literally the dark underbelly.
And the traitors, yeah.
The dark underfoot.
Yeah.
I guess? It's not a noun, but whatever.
The underfoot belly.
The underfoot belly, yes. So yeah, you head into this back area, and the people that you see around here, again, there was kind of like a section as you walked around the castle where there really wasn't anybody. It was kind of like an empty area where the normal folk didn't dare trespass, and the darker, seedier folk, it was too bright for them. And so as you've now officially gotten behind the castle, and again, this is a pretty long walk, right? This isn't like a 10-minute sprint. You've gone past multiple city blocks to get to this area. Maybe it's about an hour's walk, maybe a little more, to get to this section of the city. You can definitely tell, this is a place where everyone is a lot more seedy, people checking over their shoulders. There's a lot more conversations in the alleys. You can see some tougher looking characters. Again, primarily gray orcs in this area, but not completely. And you have definitely found a lot of crime.
Yeah, I think Zataar is maybe was walking a little bit behind Saoirse because she's leading, and I think he picks up the pace a little bit to be walking a little bit closer to her. I imagine Zataar being quite a bit shorter than Saoirse.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I think he's part hiding behind her, part kind of clinging to her for protection as they're walking through this area that he's unfamiliar with.
I'm also picturing that obviously there needs to be some sources of light here. And so I'm picturing there's people have little lanterns with these softly glowing blue mushrooms in them.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
So everything's kind of got this blue and dark.
A fungus, you might say.
Yes.
A fungus of the foot.
Oh, God, I knew it was something. I knew it was something.
I didn't even set that one up.
I was watching your face, and I was like, there has to be something. I just don't know what. And I was like, oh, there it is. Oh, boy.
Wow. I didn't even do that one on purpose. Okay, well done. So, yes, you've answered this reason. What do you do now that you're at the heel?
That is a great question.
Do you talk to people? Do you try to look for something in particular?
Let's see.
Do you try to lay low, draw attention?
Saoirse's only been to the Giant's Foot, once, but it was a long time ago. She would probably know that the best way to find information on a specific person is to go to where information gets traded. Not to play into Knight's Quest stereotypes, we might have to go find a bar.
Another restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. You search for a bar. Saoirse, give me a searching roll.
Oh, I like that.
Difficulty 2. Because it's a bar in a seedy area. That's not going to be hard.
And we have 1 advantage with 2 failures.
Oh.
She has failed to find a bar.
You failed to find a bar. I'm going to say it's one of those things where maybe, like, everything is written in... The signage is written in a language that Saoirse doesn't read as well. Right? She doesn't know her Orcish as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's a different dialect of it, right?
Yeah.
So she's just having a tough time trying to read the signs.
I also imagine it's, like, right after, like... don't worry, I know exactly where we're going. And then, like, 10 seconds pass, and she's like, I don't know where we're going.
I'll say that an advantage can be, though, I'll give a couple your way. Number 1 is you'll stumble into a different location that could be of aid. B, you could draw the attention of someone who could be helpful, but you never know back here in the hill. Or C, Zataar, you can try to do something and you'll just get a boost from, okay, you've taken a minute to kind of get a lay of the land. If you want to try a different move for something else. I'll let y'all decide which one.
I like A because I like the idea of a setting that is very different from a bar like we usually do. I just can't think of anything in particular right now.
Sure.
What about...
Like a game den.
Oh, I like that, some sort of illicit sport.
Oh.
Okay. Sure. Yep.
Like, RuneScape?
Like RuneScape?
Like it's something to do with runes, and it's dangerous.
Oh, like a rune game.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Okay, I have the game ready to go.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez.
So they don't find a bar, but they do eventually. Maybe Saoirse thought the sign said bar. She's like, this is it. And then they go in and it's like, not a bar. This is not a bar at all.
I am 100% confident this be a tavern. And we throw open the doors. It's not a tavern.
It's not a tavern.
I don't see any alcohol.
Inside, you see a lot of different tables. Think of, like round poker tables-esque.
Yeah.
With people gathered around, and clearly one person is the dealer. And they have set in front of them... Let's roll some dice, folks. They have 5 stones. 5 smooth gray stones that they kind of do the thing where they're like, sliding them around, and which one's which.
Yeah.
And you see everyone kind of... They'll take some coins, put them on the table, and they'll pick different stones. They'll be pointing at one, and then the dealer will flip it over, and they have to actually be touching the stone. They touch the stone, and when they flip it over, there are different symbols on them that do different effects. So maybe one of them like zaps a guy, and another one causes his arm to like slowly freeze. But one of them glows light, and then he laughs as he rakes in the pile of the coins.
Interesting.
Of RuneScape. What do you do now that you're at the gambling den?
Can it be called RuneScapers?
RuneScapers. Sure.
I don't know why that fits more in my mind.
RuneScapers. What do you do? You've arrived at RuneScapers. Well, I'm gonna say it's a gambling den, but they're playing RuneScapers.
Yeah. Do I have reason to believe that this would work the same way as like, I bet here's where people come to gossip and have information for sale and crap like that?
Yeah, roll lore for me.
Ooh.
And I'll give you a boost simply because... Well, I'll ask you this. Has Saoirse... We don't know much about her past. Does she have a bit of a criminally past, or has she been pretty squeaky clean?
I think she's had a bit of a criminally past. She's been on this crew for a long time, but before that, I wouldn't be shocked if at some point during her...
If she was a RuneScaper herself.
She could have been a RuneScaper. Okay.
Yeah, roll with the boost. Again, difficulty 2.
That doesn't change a green one to a blue one. That adds it on, correct?
That adds it on,
okay. Difficulty 2.
The boost is a blue die that represents if the situation is good, favorable.
Oh, that was so much better than the last roll. That
Very
is,
favorable.
1 success and 3 advantages.
Okay.
Sweet.
Right?
So, because it's a lore roll, you're going to learn information. First thing, because of success, you will learn whether this is that kind of place. The answer is yes. This is a place where people chat. Maybe not as chatty as a tavern, but
sure.
They'll use their information to help them in the game or to slide deals. Now, with the 3 advantages, we can lump those all together as one big thing, and it is that Saoirse is actually very good at this game.
Excellent,
That can be
excellent.
all three, and so that comes with, you know, the rules, you know the tactics, you might know how to cheat, and you know the ways of, you know, who to talk to. I can lump that all as one big thing.
Write
for
this down on my character sheet. Really good at RuneScapers. Excellent.
you.
Excellent.
What do you do?
Excellent.
You've entered in the gambling den.
She says, Zataar, I think we've just struck gold.
And she grins and she walks towards. Do any of them stand out? Any of them seem like a main table or any crap like that?
I'll just roll a little dice here. Yeah, I would say that there's definitely the high rollers table.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
You can tell by the folk who are sitting at it.
I think we gotta, right?
Okay, there's an open spot at the table.
I think she's just gonna go for it, and she just says, time of day, it's evening, right? Because there were, like, lanterns and stuff?
No, I was gonna say
okay.
you guys got there midday. You ate lunch. It's afternoon, but it's dark out.
Oh,
so,
that's right, because of the location, it's dark.
yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, I think she just heads over, and she just, tries to put on as confident of a introduction as possible, and she just says, "Good noontide to you, gents and ladies. Might I sit in on the next play?"
I think there's a couple of people already at this table. There's a larger gray orc who's dressed pretty well. His hair's slicked back. He seems to be doing the best at the game. And then of course there's the dealer. She's a more gentle dressed, you know, respectable, like a proper dealer should be.
Right,
and she's like, "Well, we have one spot here. If of course," she gestures to the larger orc, "if that's all right with you, sir."
Hey, the game's free for anybody to play as long as you got the capital to back it up.
Oh man. I guess I should have asked this earlier. Do we?
Yeah, we actually have not written down if our characters have money.
As usual.
Have
As
not.
usual. So now is the time to determine for Zataar and Saoirse, do they got money? So here's what I'm going to have us do.
Oh boy.
We're just going to roll dice.
Yeah,
do
there we go.
Do we roll the force die?
Oh man.
No, we're going
Okay.
to roll... Actually, yes, we'll start with that. So
The force
the dice we
die.
play with are from a Star Wars set, and we never use the force die except for like yeses and nos. So I want you to start with that one. For the light symbol, we roll in gold pieces. The black symbol you roll in alien pucks.
Okay, well, I got two
Which are
dark
they?
symbols, so...
Okay, so Zataar, roll 2 d20s to determine how many alien pucks you have.
Guys, I don't have this dice. We said we were never ever going to use it, so I don't know where I put it.
That's a shame.
I have 6 alien pucks.
That is not much money.
No, wait, I
You
rolled
are-
twice.
Yeah.
I have 8 alien pucks.
So yeah,
Okay,
that's it's a shame. We can roll for you, Jamie.
there are parts of this room that I have not unpacked since January because of medical crises, so I have
Yes.
no idea where this dice is.
I'll roll it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, you got 1 white. So roll a d20,
Okay.
and that's how many gold pieces you have.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna say for this time setting, I think gold pieces are even more valuable.
Yeah.
And alien pucks, maybe it's like $5 a puck
Yeah.
at this point. Like one alien puck is
Okay.
$5.
I rolled a 7 on the d20, so that was 7 gold pieces?
Yep, 7 gold pieces, and I think a gold piece is like $100.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you could probably slide a couple of those onto the table and be fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we'll say at the time that this story takes place, an alien puck is about $5, and gold piece is about $100 U.S. currency.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't need to mark down anything for alien pucks, is that right?
No, you don't have any.
Okay.
I've got them all. I've got all 8 of them.
Okay, so he just says, "Do you got the capital to back it up?" And you do.
Given what we can see of the table, that is indeed enough.
I mean, $700
Okay, excellent.
is
It's not nothing, yeah.
it's not nothing. I don't know if you would wager all of it. That's up to you. How much is Saoirse addicted to the
I
game?
think if Saoirse's a good player, she's not going to ante 700 on the first play.
Yeah.
All in, no. I think she responds, "Well said," and then she just puts down 1 gold piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the orc just kind of gives her a little half nod and then looks to the dealer.
Okay, wonderful. All right, won't go piece for everyone for this round. All right, here are the 5 stones we got working with us today. Our 5 runes we're going to be playing with today are, we've got a heat rune, we've got a cold rune, we have a death rune. Watch out for that one, folks. And of course, the lucky healing rune. And due to the request, we do have the lightning rune. So that's a fun one.
Due to request.
Doubles on heal, returns on lightning, and of course death is going to be an automatic out. Watch where the hands go, watch where the hands go, and of course I am going to do a double tap slip over and a toe tuck for this round for those of you who are keeping track at home. All right. Please select your runes.
I feel like the death rune is the one that makes this a bit of an illegal activity, yeah.
Yes.
If I had to guess.
I suppose we need to roll for luck or something, right?
Yeah, so here's what... Is Zataar playing, or is he just
No,
watching?
Zataar's watching in awe. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we'll do.
Yeah.
I have no idea... We're making up this game as it is, but
totally.
select a rune. If you pick the right one, you do good.
For sure.
I think the thing she was describing had to do with how the runes were moved. Like, I think there was at one point where she, like, tapped something on the table and 2 runes, like, did like a, almost like a, not a teleport, but like a clearly magically induced movement due to how the table was structured.
Yeah.
You can see there are some runes written on the table itself.
Okay.
And that allowed her to move them without touching them, adding some variability to the game. And I think she also... Maybe the 2-toe tuck is that you can, like, have one, like, stone flipped over ahead of time. Like, oh, where's this one kind of thing? Or
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain what the rules are that I just made up in the moment.
That you're not making up, yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta make it. This is what you're good at, Jake.
Yeah.
Like, a game that you haven't heard of has to sound really, really complicated at first. Like, with all kinds of crazy stuff to keep track of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's all about picking. So we can do this in 2 different ways.
Okay.
I think this game, it's about, like, deducing and looking and thinking. So it's probably going to be either a ratiocination or a searching roll.
Yeah.
I will say, Saoirse, you have a double boost in this because of what we just talked about when it comes to playing this game.
Excellent.
Jake, you can decide how good your guy is at this game. And I'm going to say we'll start with a difficulty 2 on this game, and we can crank it up if the stakes get higher, but we'll start with 2.
Okay. So now, just to be clear, I'm doing a double boost for this roll, but I'm not adding in a check mark on my character sheet anywhere, right?
No, this is just, if you, whenever we play this game, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So she's good at it.
I'm not super thrilled with Jake's expression and the sound
Me
he just
neither,
made
man.
when he saw his roll. So this will be interesting. Okay.
We all have phenomenal poker faces.
Your role is going to determine
Should
whether
it be
you
private?
know.
Like, do we send it to Nathan privately?
You know what?
That's kind of
Sure.
fun.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 5 runes. And,
Good.
The roll will determine how well if you know where it is or not.
Okay.
And if you don't, then it's just going to be a good old you guess.
So I'm privately texting Nathan the results of this dice roll, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
What did I say? Heat.
Cool.
I said death.
And what do we want to pick?
I
You
guess
want to
healing?
pick healing. That's the big
Okay.
one. Lightning gets you back what you got.
Oh, okay, wait a sec. Can we talk about how if you get injured playing this game, you would want more than ever to get the healing rune? It's literally just like a metaphor for people who are just like, oh, I lost a lot of money, but if I win big, I can get it all back.
Yes.
It's just Vegas all over again.
It is. Boys, did I say cold or stone?
I think
cold.
cold.
There was definitely a cold one, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So here's how I'm picturing it. Yeah, I've got my 5 runes. You can't see them, obviously, so you'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, right? And I'm just going to shuffle them around right now. All right, boys.
I have sent you my results.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
I don't know what this means in this context, but
Okay, well, you... Okay, I kind of...
This is weird. This is
How do I
super
communicate
weird.
this to y'all?
you could just send us each a message.
Also true.
Oh, I didn't see the other half.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
You both actually got very similar things. So
Oh,
I'm just
funny.
gonna But Jake's is.
Interesting. In a game where only one person can draw the good one, that is interesting.
So, well, you can both pick the same thing. I mean, that's part of the gamble, right?
Okay.
It's not-
Okay, so like 2 people can conceivably pick lightning.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. You both succeeded.
Okay.
So you're both going to know something that's going to help you out.
Okay.
I'm going to say, because y'all got a bunch of disadvantages,
We both did? Oh, okay.
that it's going to have to do with things you don't know.
I do not envy you the job of figuring out what on earth this dice roll means.
Yeah. And what do dice rolls have to do with the gambling game?
Yeah.
We've really spiced things up.
I don't know if you did this on
maybe it's
purpose,
that,
but that
like-
sounded like the most sarcastic thing in the world, and I'm a big fan.
Maybe it's that the success is that we know where a good rune is, but we don't necessarily know which good rune it is.
How about this? I'm going to say for 2 disadvantages, Jamie, I'm going to tell you where the lightning rune is.
Okay.
You were able to track that one.
Okay.
You know that one. Jake, I'm going to say with 4 disadvantages that you know where cold is.
Okay.
So not as good.
What does
Not
cold
as
do?
good of a result.
Cold freezes people's arms, I think we saw. I think we saw somebody get his arm all
Well,
frosty.
in the game, what does cold do?
Oh, like rules-wise?
Yeah.
So death is you're automatically out. Lightning is you make your return back. Healing is the one where you gain. I think cold is you lose what you invested. Just straight up, you lose what you invested. And I think heat is you get back some of it. It's like a middle ground. So like you still lose, but not as much as cold.
Boy. So there's a game consequence for each of them, but also there is the spell literally hurting your hand. Is that correct?
Yep, correct. So you know where those ones are, but where are the other ones at?
Is lightning is like the lesser evil because you get hurt,
Yes.
but at least you don't lose your money. Is that correct?
You don't lose your money. Yep.
Okay, because you get your ante
All
back.
right, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are you picking? I think that's actually in the story. The dealer goes, "All right, runes are set. Place your bets." And what you'll do is you'll place your hand on that stone, like they're all within reach.
And they just don't affect you until they're flipped, or?
Yes.
Ooh,
Or I think,
okay.
what if she's got her hand on a rune on the table that like
Nullifies
Yeah,
them?
it's a
It nullifies
suppressor
them?
rune. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually got one of those written down. There's a holding rune. That when
Yeah,
she
yeah,
lets
yeah.
go, they'll all be revealed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So-
This is fun. I like this a lot.
Hold up your guesses in 3, 2, 1. Guess.
Like hold up.
Hold up a number. Hold up a number on your hand.
Okay. I peace sign.
Well, hold on. Are
yeah.
you going to tell Jamie which one is the lightning
I
rune?
did.
He did.
I texted him.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
This is so. Yeah.
I think this orc kind of looks to Saoirse, and I think he's just going to mimic exactly what she's doing, like beginner's luck type of thing.
Sure. So he like follows where her hand goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So which one did you put yours on?
Saoirse is gonna choose the number 2.
Okay. The dealer lets go of the rune, the hold rune, and reveals you have both selected the lightning. So you both get a little bit of a shock. I'm going to say the lightning one, I think if you get it a couple times, it's not a problem, but if it happens a lot, it could cause long-term
Yeah,
effects.
it's not what you want.
I think maybe there's like people who play this game a lot, they have like problems with their hand from getting burned and shocked and frozen
sure,
so
like-
much that they've got like tremors in their hand.
Interesting.
Does this orc guy, does he have that? Does he have the hand tremors?
No.
Wow.
No. Okay. So he's either very good or
hasn't
he doesn't
played
play a
much.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you both get your money back. You don't lose anything.
Okay.
I'm going to say there are... How many other people are at this table? There's 5 other people at the table, so a total of 6.
Okay.
Or maybe should there be 5 total? I think it should be 5 total.
5 total, because
That
there's
makes
5
sense.
runes. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are 3 other people.
5 totals.
And
Hey.
one person picked number 4. So that's the death one. They're out. Actually, let me reveal this all at the same time. 3 and 4. So 2 people selected rune number 4, and the light goes up, and they're like, "Oh no!" And you can kind of see like the youth of their life.
Yo.
Like it's like sapped out, like it's drained into that rune.
I hate that.
I don't think they don't crumple over dead instantly, but they have definitely seemed to have grown weaker and are... There's one dude that you thought was an elderly gentleman, but now you're wondering if he's just not so good at this game.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's dark.
This is kind of nightmarish, yeah.
Yeah, this is getting spooky. And the other person picked heat, and so he... a little burst of flame catches his arm, and he takes his hand out and douses it. There's like a bucket of water right next to him.
Oh, yeah,
he's kind of like ready for it. And he takes a little bit of the money back. The two people pick death.
Right.
Of course, are forced to leave the game. And there you can see maybe there's like another gray orc in the back, not like providing healing aid, but he's like, hey, for some cash, we've got some... You can pay up and we'll...
Oh, man, this is...
Give it back.
This is messed up.
This is crimes, yeah, for sure.
This is crimes. How does Zataar feel about this? This is his first time seeing this game, right?
Zataar is both enraptured and appalled at the same time. Like you can't look away.
Is there any dialogue between Saoirse and this gray orc?
Yeah, I think the orc kind of like he pulls like a handkerchief out of his jacket or out of his coat, and he's kind of like wiping his hand a little bit, and he says, "Well, you got some good instincts. I'll give you that much, but we'll see how long it lasts."
2's been a lucky number for me in the past, but not quite as lucky as I hoped this time.
All right, are we Annie's up for the next play?
So it's just... No, there's one other person besides
there's one
Saoirse
other person here.
There's three of us now, yeah.
Yep. And I think it could be something too, like last person standing gets the whole pot, or...
Right, yeah.
I think it is. I think it's more like a blackjack too, where like you can accumulate as much as you want. If you want to leave, you leave.
Yeah.
So is there no pot remaining from the last time? Because we got ours back.
There is some.
There's the pot for the people who left the game. Yeah.
So there is some
slightly
left
less
waiting.
than 2.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever gets the next heal gets the whole pot. And maybe there's a little bit that's been... I know it's not building up because the big guy just took the last one. So there's at least 2.5.
Okay.
I think left.
Yeah.
So $250.
Does somebody else choose the ante this time because Saoirse did the first time?
I think it's just, let's just say it's 1 gold piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep it clean.
Let's do it. Now we gotta roll.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm as nervous as if I was gambling my life away in
Is it the same difficulty?
Yeah, let's keep it the same.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. The dealer looks to the gray orc, and she kind of like looks to him, and she's like, "How many toes are we playing today?"
Oh yeah, and he says,
What?
He looks around at the table and he goes, "Let's make it 3."
Okay, 3-toe bluff. Difficulty 3 on this one. As you can see, the stones zip around a little faster, and one of them even seems to like disappear for a second, and then it comes back.
So the roll is the same other than the added difficulty?
Yep. Okay. So it's even harder now.
Jeez.
Now, Jake, does this man have a cheat? Does he cheat, or is he playing Pharisees?
Oh, boy.
He's playing Fairsies.
Okay, he's playing Pharisees. Okay. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say whether you know or not, because if this gentleman follows your lead again, I don't want him to know whether or not you know good or bad things. Ooh, I'm enjoying RuneScapers now. This is
Me
good.
too.
I respect the restraint of both of you that you did not try to find a way to name this game after a foot-related pun. Just wanted you to know that.
I already had RuneScape queued up when we were talking about runes.
Did you say it is still 5 stones?
Yep, still 5 stones. Okay, that's very interesting, Jake.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
But I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I think as the stones come to a stop, he looks to Saoirse and says, "I think your luck maybe is about to run out."
Saoirse says,
Well, maybe she doesn't need to say something cool. Maybe that's what Zataar's here for.
that would be fun. I would be on board. Yeah.
And I think, well, maybe I should roll to see how good Zataar is at table
Smack
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would that be?
If you're trying to intimidate, that's a fear roll. If you're trying to like chummy up this guy, that's camaraderie.
No, we'll do intimidation.
Nice.
And that's definitely going to be a difficulty 3.
On this guy?
Yeah.
This does run the risk of like like an unrelated person just jumping into the conversation. Hey, leave her alone.
Okay, it's a failure with 2 advantages. So
What
maybe
does he say?
maybe the threat doesn't work, but it's endearing.
Like, yeah, you don't scare the dude, but he's like, hey, I like this kid.
Yeah. Maybe he says, oh yeah, well, how about you put your luck money where your stone hand is? I think the orc just kind of gives him like a confused look, and he's just kind of, who is this guy? Yeah, I think I need you at all my games from now on. I like this. I like
It's
this
really
kid.
it'd be really biting in Usrin. It's just really cutting.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it is.
All right, then, everyone. It's time to place your marks. 3, 2, 1. They both pick number 5. The third member at the table picks number 1. The other guy who's still there, and he's like,
I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling good. I feel good. Got hot hands on this guy.
and all right, everyone. And the runes are, and she reveals that the other guy, who I'm playing, has picked fire again. His hand sets on fire one more time. And she's like, Flamin' Pete, this is just not your day, is it? And he sticks his hand in his water bucket that he brought.
Yes.
And he's like,
Yeah, I know. I just keep picking that one every time.
and both of you have, as you confidently knew, selected the healing rune. And you feel it wash over you, almost like a warmth, like a good warmth, a good massage has just been done on your arm, removing all the tingliness from the previous round. She splits the pot between you, and so you both make 1 gold piece at this point from the previous hands. I guess you'd make a gold piece and a half from what the other guy left behind.
Sure.
So that would give you some allium pucks, which would be 10 allium pucks.
Okay. Because
That's what you got?
20 allium pucks is 1 gold piece, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Sweet. Does Saoirse was down 1 vitality from the fight? Does that heal that?
Oh, you know what? Yes, it would. Yes, it does heal 1 Well, what was broken? What was injured?
I have written down a bruise, side kick. I think it was a particularly vicious kick, like right to her ribs.
Then you know what? I'm going to say it doesn't, because this heal affects your
lied.
arm. If you had put it on, like put that rune on your side, then it would have done so, but
Note
it's
to
not a
self.
strong enough rune for that.
Lie to Nathan about where wounds came from in the future. I've been bamboozled.
Yeah, I think the orc, his eyebrows kind of go up when they touch the same rune. He goes, "Well, I've been wrong before, but you know what? I'm happy to keep playing. You know, I Pete over here is not much of a much competition these days, so let's do this. But let's make this next round a little more interesting. What do you say?"
I mean, she's gotta, right? She's gotta. Saoirse just says, I think 'tis a grand idea. What is life without a bit of excitement?
And you know, I agree. So I think this next round, if I get the heal rune and you don't, then maybe you come back to my place and tell me how you got so good at RuneScapers, huh? And if I somehow get the death, if I get knocked out, or if you get the life rune or the heal rune and I don't, then I don't know, I'll give you something for free.
How does Zataar feel about this?
He's just like looking back and forth between, like, you could cut the air with a knife.
The risk of playing another round is pretty high, especially since you lose a substantial chunk of your life, it seems.
As long as you have you can leave anytime.
Yeah. I think Saoirse just says,
A wager of information for information. I think this is fair and proper.
and she shakes his hand.
Beautiful.
Then may I suggest that we instigate a 1-hand policy? First hand on a stone gets it. No double dipping.
Okay.
We call it slapjack around here.
Ooh, I like that.
A round of slapjack. Wonderful. We haven't seen one of those yet today. All right, folks. Place. Are we wagering any coin on this one, or is it simply a wager for the gamble? Flamin' Pete's like, I put my money in, so yo, baby, put in your money. I ain't making no information. I'm here for the hard cash.
What does he put in?
He puts a gold piece in.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do a roll real quick.
Oh.
What should the difficulty be?
For what?
I want to do a cheat.
A cheat?
Yeah, I want to do
Scandalous.
like a sleight of hand roll.
I would say, do you think he's good at it?
Yeah.
I make a quick hand roll. Difficulty will be 3, but with a boost, because I think the dealer here is maybe on your side.
I think so too. Well, the boost was nothing, so that's fine.
Dealer wasn't maybe in the best of moods.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
She wasn't feeling it.
Oh.
Jake, can you text me the result of your cheats? And is the difficulty going to be... Are we doing a 3-toe?
He nods.
3-toe toss in this one. Alright. So here's what I'm going to do. You need to reply to Jake's We are doing some sneaky sneaks, folks.
And it's a difficulty 3?
Yeah. It's interesting because this is the first time that you guys have been very above board about like, okay, we are about to do secretive text messages, Jamie. Just hang tight for a second. Usually it's more sneaky than that.
Yeah.
Like, at least this time I actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright, folks. Please make a difficulty 3 roll.
Both of us?
Both of you, yes.
Oh, okay, now we're doing the actual... Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual roll.
No, for sure. I'm just
I
gonna
didn't make you do the math this time.
I'm just gonna
I
keep
appreciate
including
that.
the double boost until you tell me not to.
Yeah, you always get to.
Do.
Well, I think that's...
Will we need to roll again to see who can select a rune first? If we try to go for the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about this?
Okay. And are there still 5 runes, even though there's only 2 of us?
Yes.
Or no, 3
There's
of us,
3
I
of
guess.
us yet.
Yeah.
This is very spicy. This is very good. Alright.
How do I... I don't know how to use this information. Oh boy.
Alright, folks. I have told you what you know. And let's just... Audience, I know you haven't read all the text that I've just sent to my co-host here, but I'll just tell you this. Some spicy things have occurred. On both hands. And I'm intrigued to see how they play out. Oh, and Flamin' Pete, he's ready too.
I bet.
So, how about this? Does anyone attempt to go first? Like, is anyone trying to get their hand down fastest? Or does someone...
Yeah. My guy for sure.
Alright, he's booking it.
He's
does
booking
Saoirse book it? Or is she patient? I know Flamin' Pete, he's gonna go as fast as he can.
Yeah, it's slapjack rules, man.
Yeah.
Hang on. I need to text you one question.
Uh-oh.
Yep. The spiciness continues.
Mayhaps I should have been more hesitant.
That's too like you've said it. You
I
are
know,
slapping.
I'm there. I'm reaching.
The drama. I just really don't want magically years of life to be sucked out of my character.
Sure.
I really don't want that.
No, I get that. Jamie, you can make a move. You can use something that you have in your inventory. You can BS something for me.
That might be the only thing I can do.
BS?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I think this might be more interesting to reveal to the audience so they can understand the stench. I think story-wise.
Go for it.
So here's what's happened.
Yeah.
A good orc friend has successfully cheated,
Yep.
and he has swapped out some of the runes from where they were supposed to be. While the stones are going around, some way, somehow.
I think that was probably the help from the dealer.
Yes, the dealer maybe like taps a different symbol on the table a little sneakily that results in 2 runes going where they weren't supposed to. But Saoirse, being a veteran player, you caught on to this.
Yes.
So you know that the heal rune is not where it's supposed to be, but you don't know where.
Right.
You know this dude has cheated.
She knows he cheated, but she doesn't know where the winning stone is.
Correct.
Which means the only way she can use that information is to go for whatever he's gonna go for before he does.
Yep.
So...
That's why I said we should probably all know this.
The
This is pretty good
problem
stuff.
is...
Are we going to have to roll quick hand?
It might just need to be a battle of the speed.
Yeah, I can't think of a way to, like,
Here's what I'm going to do.
finagle that out. Yeah.
Saoirse, you're going to roll this dice roll.
Okay.
You're going to roll quick hand.
Okay.
Against this man's dexterity.
Yeah.
Jake, what is his dexterity? Is he a fast guy? Is he an average guy?
Say 3.
Okay. It's a challenge.
Great. Not great.
But Jamie,
Yeah.
I'm going to still I think the boost still applies.
Because you're still in the know.
Yeah, anytime
Okay.
you do anything related to RuneScapers, you get your double boost
Okay.
from being good at this game. You've probably had to pull this move before.
So do we not worry about difficulty die and we just roll the
It's
positive ones?
difficulty 3.
Because my dexterity is 3.
Okay,
you're rolling against
so
him.
Jake's not rolling anything. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. My ruling is if there's ever time between a player character and a non-player character,
Oh, sure.
we'll just let the player character do the roll
right, that's
against their stat as the difficulty.
2 dexterity, 2 boost, 3 difficulty.
If the two player characters against each other, that's something else. We'll figure that out later. Jamie, can you text me the results of that one? And I will narratively
will.
describe so we all are surprised together.
I will text you the
Except
results.
Jamie.
Well, except Jamie and me. So it's Jake and...
It's just me and everybody else, yeah.
yeah. Which is more people than
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Statistically.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I am on the edge of my seat, folks. What is it going to be?
I'm half on the edge of my seat. Just physically.
Okay. I'm going to just describe what happens then. The dealer goes, all right, everyone, place your slaps. And if you fail to get to a stone first, then you must take one that is remaining. And so she goes 3, 2, 1. And Jake, where does your guy go for? What stone?
Number 1.
That's for number 1. Saoirse, you see this. You see him going for one. It's pretty obvious. It's right on the edge.
Oh, man.
And Saoirse, you are able to... Your hand was like on the table. And so you're able to like quickly slide it underneath this guy who kind of went for a little higher swing. He went for a higher build-up. And so you're able to get it underneath. And you're able to get number 1 first. But with one disadvantage. And it's that this orc gentleman, who has been so friendly, is now going to be a little annoyed that you have slighted him in this way. Or at least, you hope you've slighted him. Unless he's double-crossed you in some way.
Right.
Well, Flamin' Pete put his hand on number 2, so the dealer goes, I think you need to reselect, sir.
And I think he's glaring daggers at the dealer.
And she taps the table 3 times.
He kind
I
of
don't like that.
He kind of like grudgingly puts his hand like very softly on rune number 3.
Okay, and let's release the hold. And she reveals number 5 was flame, number 4 was cold, number 3 was lightning.
Okay.
So our orc man gets a jolt. Number 2 was death.
Okay.
So Flamin' Pete.
He chose number 2?
He chose number 2.
No!
He gets a little bit more wizard and he goes, well, I'm out for now, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
I think as he's leaving, the orc just goes, well, looks like you broke your hot streak, Pete.
And he chuckles like, oh, I hate this game.
Oh, no.
And of course, that means Saoirse has indeed selected the heal rune. Gain 2 more gold pieces.
Wouldn't it be 3?
Well, yeah. The one
plus
that you
the one
paid.
that you, yeah.
Okay,
I'm assuming you haven't been erasing that.
So
You get what you put in back, and then you gain
Plus 2
2.
more.
Okay. So over the course of the entire game, I've gained 3. Does that sound right?
Yep,
I think so. Okay.
that's correct. So, what happens next? Zataar, Saoirse, and Orkman. I'm going to say Flamin' Pete, he's left. He's gone.
I think the orc guy like snaps his fingers without looking up, and 2 more orcs, like well-dressed orcs, kind of show up, flanking him, and he like puts his arms out, and one of them puts this like big thick coat over his shoulders, and he stands up and he says, "All right, you won. Somehow you won. You won't say nothing if you don't say I'm an orc on my word. So." Getting a little stale in here. I need to take a walk, take a smoke. So, if you want some information, Better come with.
Much obliged, sir.
Yeah.
Saoirse, now that the game is over, I think she says,
Saoirse Kaiserion, a pleasure doing business with ye.
He says, business? I don't know about business. I don't like to mix business and pleasure too much. But, hey, if you want to talk business, I'm your orc. Speaking of business, and he turns to one of the orcs flanking him and he says, hey, Ronaldo, gonna have to tell Dito our meeting's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, boss, you got it.
I love this.
And then he extends a hand and he says, Fabrizio de Piede, at your service, for now.
Thank you for listening to Night's Quest. An extra thank you to all of our patrons who make this show possible, especially to our Triumph Tier patrons, Lol Long May He Reign, those dang hives again, Mike and Reagan. You can join their ranks and get access to bonus episodes, our Discord, and even more exclusive content by going to kqpodcast.com. The next episode will come out on September 15th, and we'll see you then.
You cheated! That's one of my favorite things in the Psychonauts video game. Is it was in that era where you could actually put in cheats and it would do stuff in the game.
Oh, yeah.
But when you did it, the voice of the camp counselor would like blare in, "You cheated!"
I thought you were going to bring up, you gave me loaded dice.